Good morning, everybody. I'm Nita from Visalia, California, and I'm sitting in one of our most beautiful parks, Mooney Grove. If you haven't been here, you need to come by and check it out. Today we're going to talk about some things that's going on in the world. And these are my opinions, these are my thoughts, and how I feel about some stuff that's going on. So first of all, I'm not perfect. I have a past, and my book was specially written for me, for whatever reason. I've done bad, done drugs, was an alcoholic for a while, but I'm me. It's part of who I am and who I was. There's so much hate going on in the world right now, and I'm probably going to tick some people off, but people need to quit hating. Not a one of us is better than the other. All lives matter. Period. None of us are perfect, and none of us are getting out of here alive. We're all gonna die. It's not a matter of if we're gonna, it's just a matter of when. I've seen posts that Black Lives Matter. All lives. Each and every one of us matter. We all have not a right to be married, not a right to fall in love. It is a privilege to be married. It is a privilege to fall in love. We don't have the right to have kids. Having a child is a privilege. I am blessed with 4 kids, 3 sons, Dusty, Josh, and Jared, and a beautiful daughter, Taylor, and a beautiful daughter-in-law, Chelsea. Nobody has the right to judge anybody. Nobody. Unless you're God, and last I checked, none of us are Him. I'm not going to preach to you. I'm just going to tell you how I feel about what's going on in the world today. It may tick some people off, but you know what? I want to say how I feel about everything. First of all, people that are in my life. You're in my life because I want you in my life. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care what your house looks like. I'm not coming to see your house, I'm coming to see you. Friends have come and gone. I've lost a lot of family. But those who stayed in my life, whether you've been gone a little while and you come back, you're welcome back into my life for a reason. I don't care if you're tall, short, fat, skinny, the richest person on earth or the poorest person on earth. I don't base my friendships or my relationships based on what people have or don't have. There is so much more to the human being than just money. And money doesn't buy you everything, because you can have all the money in the world and be miserable. What I'm really tired of is how people not just look at me, but look at others. Oh, you have tattoos. Yeah, I got tattoos. Doesn't make me a bad person. It's part of me. I don't care if you're gay, lesbian, bisexual, trans. I don't care. It's your choice, not mine. I don't live your life, just as nobody lives mine. I have a dear niece who's getting married next September, and I get to photograph her wedding. Now that's probably going to piss off some Christians, but here's what I say to that. God loves all of us, no matter what we've done, no matter what. The old saying is, He loves the sinner, hates the sin. We all sin. We all do. Face it. We're human beings. Each of us has a book written about our lives. Some books are really neat and still really like it's been cherished. Other books, like mine, are frailed, probably a few missing pieces, and torn. And why is that? Well, I've made mistakes. I've hurt people. People's hurt me. But I have learned to love life. We all need to take life and grab it and live it. Don't live it for anyone else. Live it for yourself. I used to weigh over 400 pounds. Yes, and I got pictures to prove it. And I used to hate having my picture taken. And anyone that knows me knows that's true. There's very few pictures of me. I don't like them. Well, let's just say I didn't like them. But now I've come into who I really am. I'm me. I'm made this way for a reason. I have endured physical, mental, verbal, emotional, and sexual abuse at the hands of my father. I turned him in at 14. And it turned my world upside down, inside out, and backwards. That's when I started doing drugs and drinking. Was in foster care. I got introduced to vodka. Woo! That was fun. That was a new adventure. But that all led me to where I am today. I am more vocal about things. I have found myself again because I've been lost. I never got to be a child, and I'm not saying well, yeah, okay, sometimes I do act like a child. Whatever, who doesn't? Take me to Disneyland and I'm like a little 2-year-old. Seeing babies, watching my kids grow up to be wonderful adults. I love people for who they are. I accept them for who they are, and we all should. Because we all matter. We all have a story. Whether it's being bullied, whether it's being abused by whoever, we all have a story, and we all need to step up, be the human beings that we're supposed to be, and that means loving. You don't have to like me. You don't have to like anybody. But you also don't have to hate. Hate is a choice. And I would come unglued if someone went after my niece, Amy. She's my adopted niece, but she's my niece. Or her girlfriend, Janita. I love them with all my heart. I don't care. Because nobody has the right to tell anyone that their heart can't love this person. Just like anyone can't tell my heart who to love. Nobody has that right. Period. And like I said, I'm probably going to tick a few people off, and that's okay. Because hate is so destructive. Do you know that hate is worse than alcohol and drug abuse? Because hate spreads like a wildfire. And we've all seen what wildfires can do. They're destructive. Hate is cruel, and it just doesn't affect the person you hate. It affects their loved ones, their children, their parents, their spouse, their friends, their family. Hate needs to stop. And I know you all think I'm jumping on a little bandwagon, but I am sick and tired of all the hate. It's destructive. I don't understand why people do it. I don't understand why people are saying Black Lives Matter or these lives matter. All lives matter. So pull your heads out of your butts and be nice to each other. People in Texas are enduring floods. There's hurricanes. There's destruction with Mother Nature. There's enough destruction in this world than to hate someone and go after them and attack them because of their beliefs, because of what gender they are, their sexual preference. That's not our business. Period. And I'm sick and tired of everyone getting in everybody else's business. How someone lives or who they sleep with is their business. I'm not sleeping with them. You're not sleeping with them. So back off. God loves everyone. And if you don't realize that, maybe you need to read the Bible. I'm also really tired of people attacking police officers. Really? What the fuck is wrong with you? You complain about the police. Oh, they're this, there are bad cops. Just like there's bad white people, black colored people. There's bad in every race. There is. But to kill a cop or to injure a cop who is there to serve and protect, who chose to risk their life to save others. They go to wrecks, they see things that some of us have never seen, and frankly, I don't want to see. But you're attacking them. I have family members that are in law enforcement. So to hear that someone's attacking those who are there to save us, to rescue us, to comfort us in a time of grief, through tragedy, they see people in the worst times of their lives. And people are attacking them. Really? But then you get mad when they show up to protect you because you've called them. So knock it off. Period. I'm sick of it. And I'm hoping to maybe start, I don't know. This video may not affect anyone. People may not care. And you know what? I don't care. I'm voicing my opinion and my thoughts about so much evil in this world. So much evil. And yeah, I listen to all kinds of music. I listen to anything from oldies to explicit hard punk rock. That's my choice. If you're hanging out with me and I'm playing it, well, I listen to your music, you listen to, you don't listen to mine, whatever. Stop hating. There's no need for it. You could be spending your time on something so much more productive. Like your children, visiting your parents, hanging out with your family, your friends, just chilling. See, that's what I like to do. I like to hang out with my friends and chit chat. Make memories. Take that photo. Yeah, I know, I'm taking my own advice. I've got friends that I've never met. And I call them my friends because of this. You find out who your real friends are when you're going through a rough time. Whether you're having a meltdown or getting so drunk that you'd rather just die. Karen Sullivan, Brenda D. Wild, and Trina Wood, they're huge Headstone fans. Diehards. And I'm okay with that. But I've never met. But you know what? They check in on me. And that's what people should do. It said I had over 400 friends on Facebook. 400. Probably 300 of them are family members. And that's cool. I love being able to socialize with my family that I can't see that's far away. I like to know how they're doing. I like to check in on them, just as they like to check in on me. I've come a long way. My Aunt Betty said something on one of my posts, and she said I've come a long way. I have. I'm still not perfect. I used to hate, oh my God, I was angry, spiteful. I didn't give a shit about anybody else because I, at 14, had to deal with adult issues that no kid should ever have to deal with. But for some reason I had to. I grew up fast and hard. I do have some great memories of my childhood, don't get me wrong. But I've learned over the years that it's not everybody else's fault what my dad did to me. He chose to do what he did to me. He chose to beat and rape. Well, back then they called it molestation. I thought it was my normal. It was normal to me. I didn't know anything any different. And I'm sure somebody out there, that's their normal too. But I've learned not to hate, including myself, because I hated myself for so long. Oh, I was a cold, callous, cold-hearted bitch to everyone, to my family. I was. And I apologize to my family. But I also thank God for my Aunt Doris, who never walked away. For a long time, I didn't talk to my mom because I was angry with her. But my mom and I patched things up before she died. I had 2 years with my mom. Well, not even 2 years. She died last year, and it was sudden. And when you lose your parent, I already lost my dad in '88. He was 44. But when you lose your mom, man, that just poof. That was difficult. But I had people stick by me that were true friends. I told my kids growing up, it's not the quantity of friends that you have, it's the quality of friends that you have. The quality. I can have 1 million friends, but how many of them are true quality friends? If you don't got any quality friends, you might want to check into some new ones. Ones that got your back when you're low, that stand by you through, not just through the great times, but through the hard times. And that's why I'm kind of confused about this hate. You know, people are at each other's throats, hating each other. I understand hate because I've been there, but I've learned hate gets you nowhere. Whoop, I gotta hide that. Hate gets you nowhere. It makes you alone. So why don't we start a challenge? Stop the hate. Stop the abuse. Check in on your family and your friends. Be you. Be who you are. I don't care. I do not like criminals and rapists and child molesters, and them I have an issue with because of my issue, and it's my issue. But people, we need to step up. Step up and be the people we're supposed to. Act like adults, for those of us who are adults. Stop acting like little 2-year-olds because you got offended over something. People get offended over everything. Come on, really? The Confederate flag. It's history. It is part of history. Has been since long before my time. And I'm 52 years old. My son has an American flag that waves in his truck. My daughter has a rebel flag, has a Confederate flag flying in the back of her truck. It's her choice. It is literally her choice. And this Abe Lincoln thing was brought to my attention, and I'm going to have a little issue with this, that he owned slaves. History, people, history isn't taught like it used to be. Abe Lincoln freed slaves. He didn't own them. He freed them. And I found out in my genealogy that one of my ancestors owned slaves. His wife died during childbirth, and he married his slave. He married her and had kids with her. I can't change that. That was back in the 17, 1800. Man, that was long before I came along. Long before half my family came along. But it's part of my history, my genealogy, just like it's part of other people's. Stop tearing the monuments down. It's not going to change history. It's not going to rewrite history because you're offended by it. So what? Grow up, be an adult, and get over it. Because it's part of history. Tearing them down is not going to change history. It's going to spread more hate. So you ask why I'm doing this. Well, why the hell not? Everyone else is voicing their opinion. So I'm gonna as well. We live in a great world. You can live where you want to live. Do what you want to do within the legal realms. You can love who you love. And you should be able to love who you love without persecution, without condemnation, without judgment. I chose to love David. I love him with all my heart. He's my everything. He gave me 3 wonderful kids. I am proud to be where I am today. I'm not who I was, but my past is part of who I am. I accept it, I embrace it, and I now embrace life. I'm not afraid to be me, and neither should anyone else. So one of the challenges I'm going to set forth, if you want to do it, great. If not, great as well. Start with yourself. Love yourself first, because no one's going to love you any better than you. Accept yourself. Accept who you are, no matter what size you are, no matter what you're doing. I don't care if you're out picking up trash on the side of the road. If it's an honest living, good job. Do a video if you want to. What brought you to where you are today? Share your story. Maybe you'll help somebody else if they're having a bad day, because we don't know what each other are going through every day. You could walk by me and think I'm the happiest freaking girl around and I got my shit together. No, I am happy. Do I have all my shit together? Yeah, kinda. Am I working on it? Yeah. But I accept me for who I am. I accept my past, but I'm living today with the help of family, good friends, and by my own choice. Now, I'm going to talk about another subject. Girls today have been taught that if a man cannot provide all your wants, needs, and desires, he's not a good man. Girls, I'm here to tell you something else. First of all, here are my wants, needs, and desires. It's not a big fancy house. It's not a bunch of diamond rings. It's not traveling here and there and everywhere. I want a man to love me for me, to accept me for who I am, to be my rock when I need it, to kind of put me in check every now and then, because I do need to be put in check every now and then. Someone that I can tell everything to, who knows me better than anybody, well, except myself. I want him to provide a safe environment for me and my children. I want him to, when he's having a bad day, to be able to come talk to me. I want him to hold me when I'm hurting and to give me space when I need it. I have that in David. He's quiet, totally opposite of me, but he has been there through some of the roughest times. So if you got a man, so I want you to look for a man like this. If he's working an honest job, I don't care if he's making minimum wage picking up trash. If he doesn't beat on you, cheat on you, isn't out drinking and leaving you home alone, and he takes care of you and the kids if you got kids, then ladies, be thankful that you got a good man, because good men are hard to find. But at the same time, women, you need to be a good woman to him too. When you take your vows, live them. For better, for worse, for richer, for poor, for sickness and in health. David and I have been through it all. Now, no matter your partner, no matter who you choose to love, make sure they treat you right. They're earning an honest living. They're not beating on you and drinking and cheating and doing drugs. You know what? You got a good person in your life. Whether you're lesbian, gay or trans, it doesn't matter. If you've got a good person in your life, count your blessings. Because good people are hard to find these days. We've seen it. We've seen the destruction. We've seen the hate. So enjoy life. Accept it. Life's not perfect. Life doesn't come with a manual. We learn by trial and error. But you know what? This great world we live in, it's so fucking amazing. Because we can go and do what we want. Like I said, within the legal realms. Embrace life. Just take it and just embrace it. I accepted who I am. You need to accept who you are. And once you do that, your life's going to start changing. And people around you are going to start changing. Now, as I conclude this video of today, I want to say I'm sorry to everyone I've hurt. Because there's a few. Quite a few. And for those who've hurt me, I forgive you. Before I go about this forgiveness, if you don't, I'm not saying you gotta forgive, that's a choice, but when you don't forgive, it makes you bitter, angry, and you start shutting people out of your lives. People that are good people. Oh. So I forgive. Because forgiveness makes me happy. Ah, darn it. It makes me happy when I tell people that I forgive them. They know who they are. And they've loved me despite my faults. That's another thing. You gotta love yourself. Faults, flaws, scars, and all. I got them all. And I'm sure you do too. So why not learn to love ourselves and love the life we've been given? Take those crazy photos. Don't take those old-fashioned, old and mills. Everyone's got to be prim and proper. Man, that's not a real family. A real family is goofy. They get mad, they fight. But that's family. That's because they're not perfect and they're living life. Enjoy it, embrace it. And I challenge you to embrace yourself, no matter who you are. Don't be afraid to show who you are. Now, my nickname is Tats and Tank Tops because, well, I'm tatted up and I wear tank tops and shorts and flip-flops, even in the winter. And people that know me know that, yeah. I even went hiking with my brother in shorts, tank top. And I didn't have flip-flops on, but I did have hiking shoes on in snow. In 2015, I went on my very first hike, 50 years old. I did it with my brother. I've never done that before. I didn't think I would do it. But my brother, my older brother Oscar, encouraged me. You got this, sis. You can do it. We'll take our time. I made it to the top. Fucking amazing. He opened up a whole new world for me because I stepped out of my comfort box and did it. Because you know what? I wanted to spend time with my brother and I wanted to see what it was about hiking that he loved so much. But you know what else? He shared that hiking with me, but you know what I shared with him? Photography. I said, hey brother, when you're out hiking, why don't you take some photos along the way? You should see some of the photos he's taken. Amazing shots. Amazing. But he encouraged me on this hike to Lake Heather in Washington State. If you're up there, hike it, do it. I don't care. Take lots of water, wear good shoes. But you know what? Stepping out of your comfort zone is a good thing because you learn what you can do instead of what you can't do. When I got to the top, I was amazed at what I saw. Amazing. Beautiful views, 360 degrees, beautiful. And like today, it's breezy and the sun was shining. The hike down was a little bit interesting. I fell, got my leg stuck, anxiety kicked in, but my brother calmed me. He said, it's okay, sis, just take a breather. I got to the end of the trail and I said, I'm done. I did it. He goes, no, you didn't. You started at the truck. You're not done till you get back to the truck. He's right. I did it. Don't regret it. It was funny as all get out because I fell in the water. Gave my brother some good laughs. And I laughed too. But those are moments that we can never get back again. And I'm glad I had that moment with my brother. If you have a distant relationship and it's kind of troubled, reach out, man. I love my brother with all my heart and I would die for him. Because he showed me that I can do it. So we went on other hikes, other places. And I got in Washington State. Now, I was raised there, but I got to experience on a different level. And that's cool. That's something that when I look back at the pictures, I go, thank you. Because I have those pictures of me being goofy, and I have pictures of my brother. He now takes selfies, which is pretty cool because he's technically challenged. But those are moments that my brother and I will never, ever forget. And that's so cool that I shared with him my passion and he shared with me what he loves to do. And God, it is sunny outside and it's sprinkling. Who'd have thought? So I just want to tell you, I hope you all have a great day. I am. I'm smiling because I'm alive. And I'm thankful for what I have. And I'm thankful for who I have. So I would love to see what you guys do. I love to hear your stories. Share them. You don't got to do a big old video. I'm at 32 minutes. I just had some things to say.